Steve Nash spent 18 seasons in the NBA and is considered one of the best playmakers in NBA history. He won 2 MVP trophies.
What more could we say than congratulations, Steve Nash, 2005-2006 NBA Most Valuable Player.
Made 8 All-Star appearances and was named in an All-NBA team 7 times. Nash finished his career with 10,335 assists.
But the pass is what's so pretty. I mean, behind the shoulder pass. That's just gorgeous. As JaVale McGee again going for the block.
Which put him in 4th place on the all-time list with only John Stockton, Jason Kidd, and Chris Paul ahead of him. For his career, Nash averaged 14.3 points, 8.5 assists, and 3 rebounds per game with fantastic shooting percentages of 49% from the field, 42.8% from deep, and 90.4% from the free throw line. Not bad for a kid who wasn't even built for this sport and got a total of 1 college scholarship offer. In his prime, Nash was by far the best point guard in the league and arguably the best player, as he won back-to-back MVP trophies in 2005 and 2006. He wasn't athletic, never dunked, but was very skilled and tough like a rock. His court vision, leadership, and passing skills ranks him among the best players in history. Nash led the league in assists for 5 seasons, but never managed to lead his team to the NBA Finals. He was a leader of the mighty Phoenix Suns team in the mid-2000s, who were able to finish the regular season on top of the West, but never managed to go through it. Many would say that Nash couldn't get them there. But if there is a player who can say that he has left everything on the court, that is Steve Nash. He got his nose smashed, his teeth broken. He was pushed into the official table, but he always got up and never complained. But like most of the players, Nash had his own weaknesses. The first one was definitely his defense. Steve's college coach, Dick Davey, said that Nash was the worst defensive player he had ever seen. And it was not far from the truth. Lacking the physical attributes to be a capable defender and a back which always needed fixing, Nash was always struggling on the defensive end and was consistently targeted by the opposition. Many also believe that he stayed with the Suns too long in his second stint with the team, and if he decided to go elsewhere when he still had much basketball left in the tank, he would probably be a champion. Now, when Nash is also mentioned in the conversation of the best players that never won a ring. But let's see how Nash actually found his way among the best point guards in history, even becoming a member of the Naismith Hall of Fame. Nash was born in 1974 in Johannesburg, South Africa, to Canadian parents, and he soon moved with his family to Victoria, British Columbia, not exactly a place where basketball is played. Growing up, he was more into hockey and soccer, but once he started with basketball, it was all done. Nash originally attended Mount Douglas Secondary School, but after his grades began to drop, his parents decided to enroll him in St. Michael's University School, a private boarding school in Victoria. There, he was a star in both basketball and soccer. During his senior season, Nash averaged almost a triple-double with 21.3 points, 11.2 assists, and 9.1 rebounds per game. In the 1991-92 season, he was named the province's Player of the Year after he led his team in his final year to the British Columbia AAA Provincial Championship title. Finishing high school in Canada, Nash wasn't targeted by the American universities, but there was at least one scholarship offer. Nash decided to pursue his dream and went to the University of Santa Clara. Doubted by many, Nash wasted no time in making a name for himself. With his high school basketball IQ and tremendous work ethic, he stood out as one of the best point guards and led his team to a major upset against the powerhouse University of Arizona in the NCAA Championship Tournament. By the time he graduated in 1996, Nash was regarded highly enough to be picked 15th overall in the NBA draft by the Phoenix Suns.
The Phoenix Suns select Steve Nash from the University of Santa Clara.
I'm just going to try to work as hard as I can every day from now to the rest of my life.
At the beginning of his pro career, Nash did not really get a chance to show his best play with the Suns. Phoenix had some of the best guards in the league at the time, such as Sam Cassell, Kevin Johnson, and Jason Kidd. and Nash was soon dealt to the Dallas Mavericks in 1998. With the Mavs and young star Dirk Nowitzki, Nash began to develop upon his promise. In 2000-2001, he started to put up star numbers like 15.6 points and 7.3 assists per game. And at the same time, teammate Dirk Nowitzki emerged as one of the league's best scorers. They led the Mavericks to the playoffs that season for the first time after a decade, and would do so again every subsequent year that Nash was in Dallas. The Mavericks, coached by the eccentric Don Nelson, were a high-scoring, versatile squad led by two white guys who were seemingly ready to take over the league. Unfortunately, the Mavs owner didn't believe much in Nash and decided that Nash was past his prime at age 30 and refused to match the offer from Phoenix following the 2003-04 season. It ended up as a great move for the Suns and Cuban's biggest mistake as the Mavs owner. Going into the new season, NBA inducted rule changes which greatly reduced the amount of contact a defender was allowed to make around the perimeter, which was perfect for Nash. He had an uncanny gift for driving into the key and discovering new, seemingly impossible passing lanes. And the new rules made Nash's approach more effective than ever before, as he led the league in assists 5 times, including his career-high 11.6 assists per game in 2006-2007 during the 8 years of his second stint with the Suns. In his first season returning to the Suns, Nash led the team to the Western Conference Finals for the first time since 1993, but they lost to the San Antonio Spurs in 5 games. The team lost the main beneficiary of Nash's assist, the power forward Amari Stoudemire, to injury in the next preseason. And yet, despite the absence of one of the league's best young players, Nash led the Suns to the conference finals in 2005-2006, this time losing to his former team, Dallas. Steve was recognized for his effort and leadership skills and was awarded his first of 2 back-to-back MVP awards.
There are great guards and there are all-time great guards. Steve Nash would be an all-time great.
Yep, I agree with that.
Many believe that Nash deserved a third one in 2007, but he didn't get it, simply because 2 would have been too much. After that season and the acquisition of Shaquille O'Neal, the Suns' game changed pretty much, and they never had another chance to fight for an NBA Finals appearance. Nash got a couple of injuries that sidelined him for a while, and the Suns went from a title to contender to a team that couldn't even make the playoffs. Then, being 38 years old, Nash was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers to pair up with Kobe Bryant, hoping that the backcourt duo, alongside center Dwight Howard, would be able to bring another championship in LA. That season proved to be a disaster, as Nash broke his leg, and Kobe and Dwight simply didn't get along together. Nash retired in 2015, as inducted to the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame in 2018.
I think you'll be hard-pressed to find another player of that caliber. He's one of the best point guards we've ever had.
And currently is the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, press the like button and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any new videos.